Here we are back again with another edition of Your Palm Beach Guide. I'm Doug Evans. I'm the president and CEO of the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. And every week we bring you somebody really wonderful from Palm Beach and the Palm Beaches to talk about this glorious market we live in. I mean, if you've not been here, I know you hear about Palm Beach all the time on radio and television. Of course, it's the winter residence of the President of the United States. But there's so much more to offer here. With me today is Christian Prakas, who is the managing broker of Ryan SERHANT. And SERHANT is the brand. And if you're a New Yorker, you know what SERHANT is, that's for sure. So, Christian, welcome to the show. We're so glad you're here today.
And appreciate it.
Yeah, so you're the managing broker. So tell me, SERHANT is this legacy, has this outward, just this amazing legacy of real estate, $1 million listings, multi-billion-dollar listings in New York City. Tell me about your relationship with Ryan and how you got SERHANT to move into the Florida market, which is perfect, I think.
Yeah, it's a natural fit. That was the natural progression, especially at the time. It was like towards the end of COVID, right? It was all weaned down. Everything was open everywhere, but timing was still good. It's a long story, but I'll make it as short as possible.
Don't. We got time.
I had my own brokerage for many years and just kept running into the same pitfalls, recruiting really good agents.
Tough.
And getting big listings, like when I'd say big and 10 million plus. What we call a signature listing now, but I had a really hard time breaking into that. And I had the relationships, I had the reputation, just didn't have the brand, the power, the infrastructure to get me there. So final straw, I was working with many developers, selling them tons of land, and I just lost 2 big, huge new development projects on the backside after I was promised them verbally, and rug pulled out from under me. And I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like,
wow.
we gotta change things up. I need a brand so I can land these projects and have the agents that can sell them. I sent a form submission into Ryan's website and didn't even email him, didn't even know his email address. Just said, hey, it's printed on the wall in our offices, the email.
I love it.
So I said, hey, my name's Christian Prakas. I own a luxury brokerage in downtown Delray Beach. And I work on all these new dev projects and having some hard times getting the final product, and want to know if you're looking at opportunities of coming down to South Florida. He emailed me back the same day. A few hours later, we started talking. 18 months later, him and I came to an agreement to bring SERHANT to Florida.
Nothing happens overnight.
No. Overnight success took me 21 years to get my first big listing.
Yeah, but you stuck with it. And something, the Florida market is just so wildly popular. And, when I see the statistics of 1,000 people a day still move to Florida. Now, that's the entire state of Florida. It's not necessarily southeastern Florida. But that's got to be really, really great for you, and to have SERHANT as your partner, as your brand. I mean, when I think about this, because I know his reputation, and he's a great guy. I met him at one of our Chamber of Commerce events. He's a really, really super nice guy. What you see on TV, is mostly what you see in real person when you see him. He's just a super nice guy. And I saw him on one of the sitcoms, so I forget which one.
He was on the new Sex and the City.
That's where I saw where he was buying or taking over a brokerage or something like that in the city.
He played himself.
He played himself. I'm like, oh my God, this is so much fun. Yeah. But anyway, what was the reaction to these legacy firms, these big ones here in Florida, when they saw Ryan SERHANT and Christian Prakas are opening into the market?
This is the best part for me. Everyone said, flash in the pan, this is never going to work. Celebrity real estate broker thinks he's just going to come into South Florida and open offices. And I had multiple clients of ours, come to me that had been clients of mine before SERHANT and said, this agent said this about you guys. This agent said that. Big agents, you guys won't be around in 6 months. You won't be around in a year. So that just like fire to me. That's, I love that.
It inspires, right?
It's it's cheesy.
Challenge me like you say, I can't do it, I'm going to do it, right?
Yeah, it's like, the haters motivate you, right? Like
exactly.
It's cheesy as it sounds. But it wasn't about that. It was about going to the market where we were wanted. And we wanted Ryan down here. We wanted SERHANT down here. And our Delray office, it's been 2 years as of last month.
Wow, congratulations.
We're number one in Delray, the number one brokerage based out of Delray, by $140 million in sales.
Whoa.
So, and we have a third of the agent count that number 2 and number 3 do. So Just made sure, look, it was tough in the very beginning. I had 20 agents at my own brokerage, and I only took 3 of them with me.
Oh,
And Ryan, I'll never forget, he called me and he's like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "I killed off my brokerage because
yeah.
we're starting with a standard. And there was only 3 agents that met that standard that we're going to have here." And he's like, "You killed off your whole brokerage." Like, and I'm like,
Well, of
"Yeah,
course.
they deserved to die." In a business sense, right? Like
Yeah,
they
yeah, of
look, and
course.
they are great people. Don't get me wrong, but part-time, don't really actively sell, just weren't doing the volume necessarily. And it was a really, really hard thing for me to do.
Well, and on that point, and I want to come back to you building your brokerage and getting Ryan with a third of the agents. One of my observations is not everybody, people who come to Florida think, oh, I'll just do real estate. Oh, I'll just do
Yeah.
real estate. So you have a lot of people like you outlined who are part-time. They're not really out there soliciting listings. They're not out there working with people looking for places. But what I've noticed is to get a Florida real estate license isn't exactly easy. The test.
It's
Well, now come on for you now. Pretend you're new. Pretend you're new at this. You've come from the New
Yeah.
York test, which is a walk in the park, by the way.
really.
Oh my gosh,
Huh.
yes. I've got friends who are New York,
I didn't know.
New York realtors. You could do it online for goodness sake. You go sit in the class for 40 hours, you get a license automatically.
Yeah.
And I think people believe that when they come to Florida, oh, I'll just wander to Florida and get a real estate license before they realize you've got to go to one of the schools. You've got to sit there, I still think, for 40 or 80 hours or something. It's something.
62 or
It's something like that.
Yeah.
And then you got to take the test.
Yeah.
And you have to score a certain percentile or above, or you have to take it over until you get it. And then 2 years later, see, this is how much I know about this. Then 2 years later, you have to go through the second layer of tests to hang onto your license.
The
So,
broker's test was actually hard. I didn't think the agent one was hard.
well,
but the
because you're a
broker's
pro in
test
the
was hard.
business,
Yeah.
but my
I
point,
wasn't then.
well, but you are now. My point to you is in this is that the people that you let go, we're not going to make the brand that is you, that is Prakas, that is SERHANT. They're just not that level of people, especially if you do that kind of like luxury real estate sales.
You're giving me a lot of credit. I wasn't that level of guy probably 3 years ago either, but my, we had to set a standard and we wanted to make sure that it was quality over quantity, truly. So, our kind of minimum production is about 10 million a year.
Okay.
So our average agent's doing about 15 million a year.
Wow.
We have agents as high as, Gary Poor doing 300 million a year, and Matt and Nick last year.
Gary's with you?
Yeah, Gary's with
Congratulations.
us. Yeah. It was
great guy. Great guy.
a great piece of the puzzle for us. It was something that we would not do Palm Beach Island unless we had a Palm Beach Island agent.
Right.
A lot of people have come into the market and try to do the island, and you cannot do it without the right person.
Correct.
We weren't going to do it half-assed, and we waited. It wasn't a long wait. 2 years sounds like a lot, but it's pretty quick. To bring Gary, about 2.5 years after we opened in Florida, Gary came on.
He's a great guy. He's on his game and he's a nice person.
Very nice. He plays very well in the sandbox. I mean, he comes to our office meetings. He's very involved. When he does open house, we have a $65 million listing in Manalapan that he's doing an open house on tomorrow. And he made sure that every one of our agents was invited.
Now, is that an open house for brokers and agents or for the people?
Brokers open.
Okay.
But he's like, guys, use my listings as your own. Come create content. He sent them a folder with all the unbranded materials. Like, that's what we are about. Like collaborating, everyone working together, culture. If you cultivate the culture, everything else falls into place.
And how is that different from the other big names that shall go unmentioned as far as agents and brokers on the island? Because I'm an island person.
Yeah.
So, but how does that make you different from them? What sets you apart from that kind of system that they're all used to? I mean, you said you send out unbranded materials that they can brand as their own. Yeah. To me, that's the first thing right there. That it doesn't have to come out with like SERHANT on it and only, that it's going to look like.
Gary sent that out so that all of our agents could use it.
See, that's smart on his part.
Yeah, look, it helps with him, with his sellers, because now they're getting content created by 50 agents instead of just Gary.
Sure.
Their property is getting seen by more people. And great, if somebody contacts one of our other agents because they saw it online and they can sell the house, who cares where it came from?
Right.
90% of these deals are done with a co-broker, right?
Right.
Like, why wouldn't you want to keep it in-house? Why wouldn't you want everyone in your own brokerage involved to sell these properties? Now, that could be for a $65 million house. That could be for a $65,000, condo in a over 55 in Kings Point.
Do you do
Doesn't
all
matter.
Do you do all of them?
Yeah, we have a team in our office that does 60 plus deals a year, and their average price point is 400 grand.
Okay.
So, they sell a lot of condos. They sell stuff for 150 grand, and
So
over 55s.
as people are listening and watching this out there, so you don't have to have a $50 million house to go to SERHANT
No,
or to
of
you.
not. No, we do any price point. Our average price for this last 12 months trailing has been $2.4 million.
Okay.
So way above the industry average, but we still have those affordable price listings, and we give them the same treatment that your $10 million listing
That's
gets.
great.
They get the same exposure. Our agents always ask, like when they join, they're like, how do I get, if I have let's call it $500,000 listing, how do I get it on SERHANT's Instagram channel and Facebook and this and that? And I'm like, you just submit it.
Yeah.
Just like I would with a $50 million listing. We submit it, we put it in a queue, and we give it the exposure. That's the secret sauce.
Boy, that's amazing. If you've just kind of picked us up in the middle of this, you're listening to Your Palm Beach Guide. Today, I'm Doug Evans. I'm the president and CEO of the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce, where it's always a beautiful day here. That's for sure. I'm talking to Christian Prakas, which is Ryan SERHANT. Those of you who watch television know that name, and Christian's name is becoming more and more valuable and knowledgeable in this market. So how's the market? This is the question. How's the market?
It's weird. It's slow.
Yeah.
But we've been having amazing months. Our sales have increased month over month.
Okay.
We're just about gaining market share, right? Ryan has an amazing quote that is so true. The market doesn't dictate our results; it dictates our strategy.
Got it.
Smart. So, yeah, and
Smart.
If you're gaining market share, who cares what the market's doing? And that's been our goal, is to just represent as many properties and developments and developers and builders as possible. And if the market's sliding, we're not feeling it for the most part. I mean, some of our agents, of course, we have some agents down. We have a lot of agents that are way up. I mean, if you look at my roster, when I'm recruiting, I show this all the time. Like, show me another brokerage whose top 20 agents are up 40 to 500% this year. It doesn't really exist. But we push the ball down the hill every day. We do whatever it takes. And we're in an agent's corners. So, I mean, Ryan too, and myself, like, if an agent wants us to go on a listing appointment with them, we're going.
Okay.
If Ryan needs to get on a Zoom with a seller to lock in a listing or to work with a buyer, like,
that's
we're doing
so
that.
smart. That's so smart.
Yeah, he's the most incredible business guy I've ever met, as far as his follow-up, his consistency, his work ethic, the drive. And he's surrounded himself, with an executive staff that takes a lot of the business decisions off of his plate day to day.
Got it.
Out of New York, that lets him actually work in the business alongside the agents. There's not many, if any, real estate CEOs that still transact.
No, they don't.
And hand in hand with their agents. He's not a figurehead. The guy is on point. I mean, he knows every sale that's happening in every market that we're in. The research he does is incredible. And it really moves the needle when we put a 30, I don't care. Again, price point doesn't matter. You put a seller on the phone with him and he can talk like from a standpoint of knowledge,
right?
And he knows what's happening in their market. They're super impressed.
So what's the future of the condo market here with the whole Sunnyside mess thing with the collapse of the Sunnyside Towers or whatever? Yeah. The state of Florida putting in all these rules and regulations now about capital reserve studies and reserves. The condo market appears to be a bit of a quagmire or a quandary right now. Are you seeing success in that? I mean, I think that people, my observation, by the way, condo buyers who are cash buyers don't care. They don't care because they're going to pay cash. They're not going to get a mortgage, and they're not as worried about reserves and things. But now all the condos have to have reserves in the state of Florida, correct?
Yeah. And you're seeing prices slide 100%. If somebody's telling you they're not, they're lying. So the older the building, the worse it's been. But the new construction stuff is still doing pretty well. Some projects more than others, but new construction isn't having the problem as much for obvious reasons. But you have to be aware. I mean, now there's a lot of forms that are required by the condo boards and their recertifications, for their 30-year recerts.
Super
And
smart.
a lot of the boards aren't up to date on it. And we're running into that, and you're going to see a lot more buyouts. We're representing a project in West Palm right now, La Fontana, on the direct intercoastal.
I know the building, yeah.
And we have 3 offers, and meeting with
To buy the whole building?
Yeah. So it's a co-op, so it's so much easier than a condo.
I realized it was a co-op.
Co-op, which makes life way easier. But we're meeting with the board and their attorney today. We have 3 offers on the table.
Congratulations.
And there's probably more coming, more offers coming. But you're going to see more and more of those buyouts. And what I've been telling these boards is, if you're doing it, do it now, because a few years from now, you're not going to be the only one on the market. There's going to be 10 of these condos, these old condo buildings on the market.
What happens when they buy those buildings? What happens to those buildings? They knock them down?
Yeah, tear it down.
Knock them down and build up something brand new.
We have offers from hotels. We have offers from condo developers, big developers.
You know what I love about the Palm Beach market now, and of course I refer to the Palm Beach market being the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce, is it used to be the island and everybody else. Now it's a regional market because the buildings that folks like you, Christian, are putting up and working on the West Palm Beach side along the Intercoastal Waterway are spectacular.
Yeah.
And they're expensive.
Look at the Bristol. I mean, that's what, 7, 8 years old. Mm-hmm. And that's the most expensive building in Palm Beach County.
And that's in West Palm Beach.
It's in West Palm. But, one of the great things about West Palm is you have the view of the island.
Yeah.
So when you're on the island, you don't see the island. When you're in West Palm and a building, you're actually getting that view.
I think it's terrific. And I love what's happening there. I love that downtown West Palm Beach is becoming this mecca, this destination of people who want really high-end places to live. That was not 10 years ago.
No, 10 years ago. I'm born and raised here in Delray Beach.
So
I've watched it all, and I was in commercial real estate for 13 years before I ever sold a house. So I did a lot of stuff on Clematis. I only sold restaurants, bars, and nightclubs. That's what I did for 13 years. So we had a lot of clients on Clematis. I hated Clematis. Like, that was, you wouldn't want to go there after 10 o'clock at night.
No.
It wasn't a safe place to be. I got robbed at gunpoint with 3 friends of mine.
A long time ago, I hope.
This was probably 16, 17 years ago. I got robbed at gunpoint walking back to our hotel from Clematis Street one night. So, that's all since been cleaned up. And what Ross has done with City Place and the surrounding area is amazing. I love being there now. I'm a Delray guy, but I spend way more time in West Palm than I do in Delray.
Well, it's a burgeoning market, and there's a lot going on there for you. Well, Christian, this has been amazing to me. I love that you have had this brainchild idea to partner up with Ryan Serhant, that it's so successful for you that yes, it took a while to get there to get it done, but you did it.
Yeah,
you did it.
It's been fun. We just closed the highest residential land sale ever in the state of Florida on Palm Beach Island.
How much?
I can't say exactly how much, but I can tell you it was close to 200 million.
Wow.
And it was a amazing deal. Really, we've sold 2 properties over 100 million on the island on the buy side, and having Gary now with us is going to allow us to list a lot of properties on the sell side too. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Christian. I know that if folks want to meet you in person, the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce is having a real estate development committee event in November. Yep. You will be there. Ryan Serhant will be there. We've got a wonderful group of people on this panel. If you want to know more, go to palmbeachchamberofcommerce.com. We'll list that event eventually. It's open first to members of the chamber, but thank you for doing that. And thank you for coming in today.
Of course.
Congratulations.
Thanks for having me.
You've been listening to Your Palm Beach Guide. I'm Doug Evans. I'm the president and CEO of the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. If you've never been here, please come visit. If you want to buy here, call Christian. Look up a Ryan Serhant. You can't miss it. Look in the Palm Beach market. Call them if you would buy a condo for $50,000 or $50 million. They can handle your business for you. But
you'll find us anywhere. Anywhere you look, we're there.
What's the phone number? What's the best phone number?
Oh my gosh, you're putting me on the spot.
That's okay. Just Google Ryan Serhant, Florida.
Yes, SERHANT, SERHANTPalmBeaches.com. is
That's
our local website.
SERHANTPalmBeach.com. Listen, thanks so much, Christian. Thanks for being here. Have a great day. We'll see you this next week. We drop a new episode of Your Palm Beach Guide. Take care.